Hey, let us discuss how to work with a departmental POW. I'm here with the physics POW. The structure of POW for all three subjects will more or less be same. Few things can vary here and there, but after watching this video, you'll be able to work with any kind of, because the structure is pretty much the same for all of them. So on the first column here, you have all the chapters, right? uh, to the right you'll have topics and subtopics for each chapter, and then you have the week number, and then you have the assignments, and after that you have the school name on top. So if you're taking, let's say, this particular school, your name will be written on top here, right? So what you need to do here, when you're working with the departmental POW, is first of all, this is a great way to find all the resources that you need. You will notice that all the names of the chapter here are hyperlinked, which means if I click on this Newton's law of motion, it's going to take me directly to the folder which has the PPTs or the resources required for teaching the NLM chapter. And if you can click on any one of them, it will take you to essentially that chapter. So it will take you, the reason this is not looking very formatted right now is because this has been done on Microsoft Office. So before you work on these PPTs, make sure you download them. Do not make any edits on this copy right here. Okay, so make sure you go for the download button. uh, this is how you start a slideshow. That's not what I wanted to show. So what you can do is you can right click on the name and then download. Once you download it, after that you can make any changes that you require. Okay, so what this PPT is it basically guides you through the flow of the chapter. Now, and this has been designed keeping in mind that a teacher might be getting 3.5 hours per week to teach. So this will have basically 3.5 hours worth of content. But if you feel like the number of hours that you are getting is more, and you want to put more questions in, right? So in here, where you have the questions, you can add more questions here depending on how much more you want to add there. So one thing about this PPT, special thing about the PPT, is at the end you're gonna have this section which has 4 questions. And basically when you are doing a presentation, so let me show you how the present. So let's say this is the PPT that you're working on. This is the last PPT, and it will basically have 4 questions. We call this a slip test. So at the end of any lecture, you'd like to know whether your students understood or not. So you'd be administering this test right there. So if there are 4 questions, and ideally we give out 4 minutes per question, so we'll be giving 16 minutes to students to complete all of this, right? And they will be solving it in their copy, and after 16 minutes you're going to check their answer, and you just go to the and you forward the animation, or you click the next button, and suddenly it is going to show all the correct answers. It's going to show the correct answer, so that way students can check their copies if they got the correct answer, and then you can note down their marks. And at the end of the month you can have like how they did during live classes. So one is the assessment that we do at the end of the month, but this will also give us an idea how the student performed during this entire month at the end of every classes. Essentially we call it the class performance index. So this is how you work with your PPTs. Again, PPTs are not very hard and fast. For someone who is just joining in, make sure that you are directly following this. Experienced faculties can make edits to it, and make sure that if they feel like they need more questions, or something more is required, they can add to it. What it tells us is basically this is the minimum amount of concepts that need to be covered during the class in this particular flow. This is a standardized flow that we design. And if you feel like, if you're an experienced teacher, if you feel like okay, there are some edits that are required to be made, just download and share, make the changes. So this is how the PPT and the resources for this department. Now back to the POW, there are a few things that you have to remember when you're taking a class. Let's say I was assigned this particular class. Okay? So what I would do is, when I go on day 1, my goal is to complete these topics. So for the first week, my goal is that I'll be covering this, and as I complete them, I'll be writing the dates. Let's say I did this on, let's say for example 22, I completed this topic. So I'll be, after the class I'll be noting. Similarly, let's say I did this on 23, 24, 25, 26, 27. So in 1 week's time, I have actually calculated, or I have completed all my goals. Okay. So this is very useful to keep an oversight of how the progress is in each batch. So every physics department employee will have to filling these topics, these dates right here, as we complete the topics in class. That way, if you require more number of classes, batch is going slow with respect to other, your managers can let you know how you can manage. So everyone fills them. Now you'll be like, what are these you know essentially these ones, the drop down menu. So what happens is sometimes additional activities in the class happen. For example, 22 March, apart from the class, let's say you also took an ICPI, that the last test that I was talking about at the end of every week. You took an ICPI. Maybe you gave an assignment. So these are the things that you can plug in here. Maybe you did an experiment, so you just delete this drop down menu and write key, okay, I did an experiment right here. Okay, so that will also tell you key what are the extra stuff that the teacher had done in. So this is essentially the idea behind all of this. One more thing I would like to let you know is that the assignments that we are pasting here is basically assignments from Learnist, and it is a hyperlink, so you can just copy this link and share it with your students. So the day when you do that, make sure you press this assignment button telling us that this assignment was given in this particular school on this particular date. Like you'll be putting your dates also here, right? Say let's say 29 March is when you did this, right? 29 is when you have completed session number 2, like this is part of week 2, right? And then you also give the assignments that are shown. Okay. How we give assignment on Class Pro to students, or how do you distribute them, is something that we'll be discussing next video. Okay, but this is how to work with the departmental POW, filling up all the dates and keeping this ready before the next departmental meeting is an etiquette that everyone I follow. And yeah, giving out the assignments on time. And one more last time, I tell you that these numbers right here, they indicate which week it is. So week number 1 mean the expectation is that these subtopics of chapter number 1 uh, on the 7th week, these are the topics, like from here to here, like from physical quantity, order of magnitude. These are the topics that are expected that on the 7th week of operation, these topics will be covered. And this these 6 assignments will, as we go on the 7th. Okay, so that is the whole idea. I will see you in the next video.